Alright, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to begin this lesson by giving all glory, all honor, and all praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach Barakatom, giving double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who surely do well. To the men standing by the highways and byways pushing this doctrine sincerely, I like to say Shalom. And even to the sincere awkward sisters who sit listening to these lessons in silence, subjection, and obedience unto their husbands, I say Shalom. Alright, there's a brother here, Maya Shala, coming to you again with another bit of edification. Alright, so they part 2 to the first video I have did earlier, which is the Lord has his hand in this kingdom, aka in Esau's rulership, right? But the part 2, what I hit me while I was doing the video, the pride that this devil currently has will cause him not to see his coming downfall. Because, again, he does not know that the reason he is in power is not by his own power. There's Jeremiah 50 and verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahweh of hosts. For thy days come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. Nobody going to be able to help Esau out of the judgment that will come upon him. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. It is devour palaces of Bozrah. So we know this had to be talking about Esau and Edom, because same sentiment was echoed here, right? Amos 1 and 12, but I will send a fire upon Timon, which is a tribe among the Edomite race, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah. So what? We know the Lord coming, and he coming with fire to lay vengeance on these people. But these people don't see it because of their pride. The Ezekiel 28, and you read from verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, which is the Edomites today, thus said Yahweh power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, and I sit in the seat of power. Again, that precept we have read in 2 Thessalonians 2. Just see which verse it is. I won't read it. 2 Thessalonians, I believe it's 2:7. No. 2 verse 4. So 2 Thessalonians 2:4 echoes that same sentiment. Is that what these men have? A God complex. Ezekiel 28. I sit in the seat of power in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not power, though thou set thine heart as the heart of power. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten the riches. But who gave you that wisdom and understanding? It was the Lord. And hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. The means through which they were able to establish themselves in the earth is the Lord gave them those means. Therefore, thus said Yahweh power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of power. So because you believe he is God in your mind and God does not exist, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. So Esau is set to get a great judgment, and his pride is not allowing him to see that his kingdom is on the way out. He's about to fall. In the book of Isaiah 47 and verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. So nobody looking at you and saying, hey, what these men doing fucking wrong. But that's not true, because we know the angels always there to bear record. If not the prophets, we know the angels on the scene bearing record. 2 Ezra 16 verse 67. Verse 66. What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before power and his angels, and we know it's a sinful kingdom that exists in the earth today, and we know the way in which they uphold their power, or the means through which the Lord allows them to uphold their power, is through sin. So what the Lord, you can't hide your sins from the Lord, so the Lord know what you're doing. There are plenty of things them doing now we don't even know. Like example, the Epstein files, we don't know what's going on with that, but what we could see them things in the kingdom. And how will we be able to see it? Because the angels recording it. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So this man has a God complex, and it will not allow him to see that his kingdom is on the way out. Because again, he does not know that the way in which he got this kingdom was not by his own power, but because the Lord, as per part one, the first video I would have done explaining how it is the Lord does give the power to uphold any rulership or any dominion you have in the earth. Daniel 8:24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people, being us. But again, the first part of the precept, and his power shall be mighty, again, Yahushua would have referenced in the parables, Matthew 12:27, 12:29, Mark 3:27, the strong man, but not by his own power. So nobody has strength in this earth lest the Lord bless them with it. But he does not know that. Again, what Job 9:24. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, is given into the hand of the wicked. But he does not believe that anything was given to him. He believed he just took everything. And it was by his own power that he was able to take everything. But again, we know what? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. So what is the Lord who has the power? He ruleth in the kingdom of men, not no man. So what? He is not seeing his end. Because in his mind, due to the fact that he believes he's the one who put himself in that position, he believes he's the one who's gonna what? Uphold it. There's Psalms 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses, their rulership, their kingdom, shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So they believe that the rulership and the kingdom that they have is blessed to last forever. But that is not the truth. We know that is really the kingdom of the Israelites. Well, Isaiah 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, Yahushai, and unto us a son is given. He is the only begotten Son of the Most High, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David, so we notice how that be dealing with our Israelite kingdom, and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. So what? Henceforth, even forever, and of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. So the only people who was promised to have a rulership, a kingdom, and a dominion that would last forever is the Israelites. Be that as it may, he does not know, nor does he see or understand this, because what his inward thought is that his kingdom, his house, his rulership, his dominion will continue forever, and what? And unto all generations that will ever exist. But his kingdom is going to end. He even has an end that he has to go through. His nation will be cut off forever. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts. It shall leave them neither root nor branch. So what? Esau Edom is said to be extinguished, exterminated from the earth. But that is going to happen at the end of the second 1,000-year period that is spoken about in Revelation, the 20th chapter. But dealing with this time, his kingdom and his rulership is set to end. The second is just 11 and verse 39. Second is just 11 and verse 39. Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world? So again, our next key point, whom I made to reign in my world. You didn't make yourself to reign, I made you to reign. That the end of their times might come through them. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast heard the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest, Yahweh, also had looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled, and therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return from being delivered. May be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment of and mercy of him that made her. So what? The Most High is set to end Esau's kingdom, and as verse 39 says, his end is gonna come through them. Satan is gonna destroy Satan's kingdom. The book of Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Again, this confederacy, that's Psalms 83, the 83rd chapter, in which it had this big confederacy beginning with the tabernacles of Edom, Ammon, Moab, the Agarenes, and so on and so forth. All these nations. First Maccabees 2:10, what nation had not gotten of her spoil and had part in her captivity? Meaning what? All nations had their hand in destroying us, and they were all influenced by Esau and Edom, he being the head of this confederacy. And all of those people, or all of the heads of those nations that were involved in that confederacy, what they gonna bring about your end, beginning even with your own people. Because what? Esau doesn't even like Esau. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. So what? They that profit from your rule, they have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So by the time all that is said and done, and Esau is taken out of the way and is destroyed by the weapons of mass destruction that he himself had a part in creating, and that these nations created, and let the weak say I'm strong, beat your plowshares into pruning hooks, your I believe it's shields into spears. So what? All these nations gonna have a part in destroying your ass. So like I have noise in the background, but so what? All these nations gonna have a part in what destroying your ass and bringing about the end of the kingdom. And again, we understand that all of this, as you know, as per the message of these two lessons, is what all of it has to happen through it being ordained by the Most High. If it's not ordained by the Most High, it cannot happen. And what we know the Most High has ordained it. There is Isaiah 13, and we'll read from verses 17 to 22, and we'll close with this. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. It is the Lord again who is doing this I. And what I am, Ezekiel 38, I'll put hooks in thy jaws, which shall not regard silver as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also, being the nukes, shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, their eye shall not spare children. So everybody gonna get who find themselves in that land. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, being what? We know Edom, chief city today, Bozrah, is America, and what spiritually as well they're known as Babylon, prophetically as well in scriptures. The glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, shall be as when power, Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inherited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So it's going to be a desert wasteland. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. So abominable beasts are going to inhabit that land when the Lord done nuking it. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And a time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. And what is in keeping as well with the message from our beloved Elder Apostle Tar, the head of GMS. What did he say? He doesn't see past 2026, 2027 at the rate the world is right now with how this devil is operating. And as long as he continues to operate in this stead, he will soon be out of here. He will soon be out of here if he continues in the way he's been operating, and he will continue in the way he's been operating. The prophecy says so. So what Esau, Edom's pride is not allowing him to see that his kingdom is on the way out. And his kingdom had been given unto him by the Most High, and the one who's going to take it from him is the Most High. Wait, is the king's heart? I believe I'll close with that as well. So, okay. King's heart. Yeah, I believe that Revelation 17. Let's see if I find it. Is it 17? So like not King's Heart, that Proverbs, that is you'll find that precept in the book of Proverbs speak about the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will, right? And the heart of the kings of the world today, it will be fully set in them to destroy that kingdom, America, Bosra, Babylon the Great. There's verse 17, and we know again the Lord will ordain it. I'll read verse 16. The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. 10 horns being what the NATO and the EU today. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. And why will they do this? Verse 17, for power had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. So it's the will of the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to see America in tandem with Esau and Edom fall. It is Yahushua said it, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of power shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, America, Bosra, Babylon, the great mystery, Babylon, where and of course the place spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So what? It is the will of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to overthrow and throw down that great city. And Esau's pride is not allowing him to see it. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and you were edified. In closing, I like to say, Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Racha Kodash Barakatam. I like to give double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who surely do well. To the men standing by the highways and byways pushing this doctrine, I like to say Shalom. And even unto the sincere Akwat, the sisters who sit listening to these lessons in silence, subjection, obedience unto their husbands, I say Shalom. This was your brother Maya Shahala. Until next time, I'd like to say Shalom.